What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Asia Latoya here, and today I'm going to be doing a 6-month post-op update, and I'm also going to be answering some questions that you guys have asked me on my social media platform at Asia Latoya and also my surgery page. So if you're interested in watching this video, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to get into my 6-month post-op update. A lot has happened since my surgery. I'm progressing still. I want to say my results now, I've gained a lot of weight. It's so weird because I was just eating anything. So I gained a lot of weight, I want to say in my hips and my butt. But it could also be that all my swelling went down and I fluffed. So yeah, I don't know, but I feel like I gained weight. But I did ask for hips and a big butt, so that could be what's happening now. However, it's just a lot. So I am having a second round. I'm going to do lipo 360 butt revision or BBL revision, and I'm also going to do a breast lift with implants. So that'll be my second round. I am going to DR for that round. But let's just get into my 6-month update though. So my surgery was with Dr. Carlos Velasco in Cali, Colombia, which is South America. Because a lot of people say Colombia, oh, like South Carolina. No, South America. And I had surgery on March 12, 2020 of this year, before all the borders shut down. So I was lucky to be able to have my surgery before all the borders closed, and I actually had to leave 7 days post-op because of the coronavirus, and Colombia was closing their borders, so I had to leave a few days early. Nonetheless, I am healing progressively, which I still think, 6 months, you're still healing, your body's still adjusting. And I stopped wearing my fall high 3 months post-op. Don't be like me. Please wear your fall high. Please wear your fall high. I was getting massages every week up until about 5 months post-op. Now I go sparingly, so here and there, maybe like once a month now. And I've gained weight. Like I said, I don't know if it's fluff or if I gained weight, but my hips and my butt are huge. So I am in the gym now. I am dieting and exercising. Not so much dieting, just lifestyle change. I'm starting to eat better. So I'm not eating the crazy foods that I was for the last 5 months. So yeah, that's where we are with that. But I did want to get into a few things. I do want to talk about things that most people don't talk about. I did have a complication. It happens to the best of us. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't happen, but it does. I started to experience this complication maybe around April, May. And it was one spot on my left cheek. It was one spot on my left cheek that was starting to protrude. It looked like a bubble in a sense, but it wasn't that noticeable. But that area was still very hard, and it started to concern me because my right cheek was really soft, and I'm like, So I hit up Dr. Velasco and I'm asking like, hey, when is this going to go away? It's kind of starting to bother me. I'm starting to worry about it because my left cheek is really hard, and I have this area here that's like weird, and then I have my right cheek which is super soft and moved. So he just told me to take it close. He told me that to wash that area, it could go away, or it could possibly be a cyst. So I kind of watched the area close or whatever. Eventually that bubble went away. So maybe like a few weeks later, another bubble started to form, but I noticed that it started to get like larger and larger. So now I'm like, what the heck? So now I'm just like not paying it any attention. I'm just thinking like, oh, I'll heal, like, it's not a big deal. But then I ended up having like a few friends like they were like, no, like something is not right. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So one day I got back from DC and I was sitting on my bed and I felt something warm on my butt. I'm like, what's going on? So I turned around and looked, and that area popped and it was oozing pus and blood. So now I'm like, what the heck? Like, okay. So I sent the pictures to Dr. Velasco. He didn't respond immediately because I think that Colombia was back doing surgeries around that time for locals or whatever, or people that lived in Colombia. So I told him that this had happened to me and what should I do. So he told me what to do. However, I still scheduled an appointment with wound care specialist, which the wound care specialist, when I got there, they opened the wound, they cleaned it out, they gave me some solution to put in the wound, they gave me medications. And I went every week for a checkup. The doctor did say, who was Dr. Duran at North Fulton Wellstar Hospital wound care specialist. In that department, in the wound care specialist department, he told me that the area will heal. It's starting to look better. It looks fine. If I do have any complications that occur, or if I think anything is changed or different or weird in the area, so please come back. So I went for about 3 weeks in a row, and I was progressing, so he didn't feel the need that I needed to continue to come, because I did have medication to kill the bacteria in the area. And I also did take the solution that goes in the hole to cleanse out everything. So the area, it did soften up a lot, but I still have like a little hard spot there. Maybe, I'm not really sure if that's gonna ever go away. He said it will, but I don't know. But that was maybe about, so 9 weeks ago is when that happened. And Dr. Velasco was very responsive. He tried to do everything that he could. Being that Colombia's closed, I couldn't go back, so he tried to do everything to help me. He was checking in on me every day, trying to see how I felt, anything had changed, what Dr. Duran was saying. So he wanted me to correspond with him pretty much like every other day or every day, just to check in with me to see what was going on, to make sure I was okay. But nonetheless, that area is healing, and that's where we are with that. Okay, so this is what the wound care specialist said happened. So he said that it was a cyst that got infected. Therefore, I needed to take the antibiotics and do the Dankins. So the definition of a cyst is, in the body, a membranous sac or cavity of abnormal character containing fluid. I had a cyst. All right. And the fat cells in the area didn't accept the transferred fat well, so a cyst formed. That's not saying that any of us could have controlled it, myself or Dr. Velasco. That's how my body reacted to the fat in the area, because a lot of people were confused, like, oh, I thought his clinic was clean, or, you know, just all these things. They're very clean. They're very, like, they're very clean. Like, when I say that that hospital that I was in was extremely clean, it was very clean. But, you know, shit happens, and I just formed a cyst in the area because my fat didn't accept my body didn't accept the fat in the area very well. So that's what happened to me. I only really know of one other person that this has happened to. She's very popular in the surgery community as well. Not saying I'm popular in the surgery community, but she's popular in the surgery community. But that happened to her as well, to somebody else. So that's kind of like what happened to me during my surgery process. I did have complications. I do want to show you my body. I am 6 months post-op now, going into 7, but this is how my body looks now. I'm not getting around to until March, April, because I kind of wanted to give it a full year before I go in and get a round 2. But I'm just gonna go ahead and show you my body now. So yeah, that's where we are with the bod. Yeah, your girl is spreaded for real. And when I do this, it makes my hips look even bigger. So I do this in a lot of my pictures. And people are like, yo, you have so much hips. But literally, this is how I'm looking right now. Everybody's like, you need to do 360 so we can see. So yeah, that's how I look right now at 6 months post-op. And like I said, I have been gym and dieting for about 3 weeks. So I'm going into my 4th week, this will make a month. So right now my measurements are 36, 29, 46. When I had surgery, like a few months later, I was 36, 28, 44. So I gained like 2 inches in my hips. And I also gained in my waist. But that's why I'm like trying to diet and exercise to lose that inch. But yeah, so let me go and answer you guys' questions because you have quite a few questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer those. The first question is, how was your pain on a scale from 1 to 10? I wanna say that I wasn't in that much pain. I was just very uncomfortable because I've never had surgery before. And you can't do a lot of things that you're used to doing. So I got armpit lipo, so my arms are kind of sore. I couldn't push up. Being that you do get lipo and you have all these hips and new ass, you're like trying to like get up, push yourself up and get off the bed. It was just a lot of uncomfortability. And I did get thigh lipo too, and a thigh lipo, so I was a wreck, honestly. But yeah, my pain on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say maybe like a 6 or 7. It wasn't that crazy, but I was just very uncomfortable, stiff, and really sore. And I felt like my hips were on fire and my butt was on fire. And yeah, so that's really it. It wasn't really painful. I wish I would have gotten a pain pump because I feel like that could have helped me a lot with not really caring how I felt. It would have just made me like be able to do more, but it is what it is. When I go to DR, I'm gonna see if they can give me something. Like I need something strong because I don't even know if they do pain pump over there, but I'm not trying to go through a round 2, especially with all this being done. Oh yeah. Do you feel normal now or do you still have inflammation? I actually feel normal now. Sometimes the only thing that's weird to me is my back feels tight sometimes. Like, I don't know, feels tight. But that's the only thing that's still kind of weird. Inflammation, not so much. I wouldn't say swelling because I haven't worn my faja since 3 months post-op. But no, wear your faja, guys. But yeah, I wear it on and off. I don't wear it every day, so. But I should have been more consistent with my faja. I love your body, but can you post more full body videos and pictures? I need all angles. So this is on my surgery page. I haven't been as active on my surgery page since I've had surgery. Not like that. Because I just feel like once you get surgery, it's like, you know, girls want you to help, but it's like, it's overbearing when a lot of people are asking you the same questions and just bombarding your DMs. I know that's what the surgery community is for, is to help, but it can be a lot like for one person to answer. And I get like a lot of questions because I'm truthfully like one of the only girls that has come out about my doctor, because a lot of people like heard about my doctor, but a lot of girls that go to him don't talk about it, that they went to him. So like a lot of people are curious about him and how his work is and his bedside manners and stuff like that, which my doctor is phenomenal. Like, wouldn't change anything because he got me together, and he's like he's a really good doctor, and he's very like interpersonable. So I love that about him. But it's very bombarding, so like I kind of backed away from the surgery community a little bit. I'm gonna get more full force into it once I start preparing for round 2. But it's just a lot, like, to keep trying to post, and yeah, it's a lot. So can you do a mukbang Q&A? I loved your crab oil video. Thank you so much. I'll end up doing another mukbang possibly, but I'll do one about with surgery. measurements before and after. So my measurements before surgery, I have to go and look. My measurements before surgery was 37, 34, 44. Yeah. Your release is a 34. It was a 34. Whew. Yeah, so those are my measurements before. My measurements now are 36, 29, 46. So the first question on my personal page was, did you get a biectomy? Your face looks slimmer after surgery. No, I did not get a biectomy. I just feel like when you get surgery, you eat less. Like, I don't have the same appetite that I had from before. I don't eat how I used to. Now I force myself to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but only because I'm trying to change my diet habit or my eating habits. But I'm trying to do a lifestyle change. But yeah, I don't know why my face slimmed down, honestly. Maybe because my body is slimmer, my face looks smaller, I don't know. But I'm not really sure. I didn't have anything done to my face. How many rounds, and did your fat stay or did some leave? So I had one round only so far. And my fat did stay. Like I said, I feel like I fluffed a lot. If this was fluff, I don't even know, or if this was weight gain. But yes, my fat stayed. How is the healing process? Healing process with surgery is rough. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was easy. It was not like crazy hard, but it was just like a shift, because a lot of the things that you took for granted is just weird. Like, let's say laying down. I could not get comfortable for about 2 months sleeping because you had to lay on your stomach so much that it was so annoying. I was itching. Nobody's talked about surgery itch. Like, that's another itch. I was getting like sharp shooting pains in my stomach from lipo. So like, it was like electrifying shocks. Like, you would just be like, it's like a shock. It was weird. That kind of stopped at like 2 months post-op, I believe. But that was weird. Showering, when water is hitting your skin, you're still kind of numb, so that was weird. It just felt so awkward to shower. Having to pee in your faja, you have to turn around like you're a guy and sit on the toilet. It's a lot of adjustments. Driving is not the same. You have to drive with your poppy or your BBL pillow. What else? I don't want to miss anything. Massages, very uncomfortable. When I got to the States, my massages were better, but in Colombia, oh my God, they don't care. Like, they're going to drain you. They're gonna suck you dry before you leave. And yeah, those massages, I think that was the worst part about my surgery, the massages. Like, I literally was in my massages crying, like crying. I was trying to play Janae, I was trying to play calming music. I was crying. Like, she was pushing out through my lymphatic, like where my holes are, and I'm like, like, horrible. It was horrible. So, healing process, rough. But it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't know, I've never experienced anything like that, but I feel like maybe having a child may be worse than surgery. I've heard sometimes that though. I heard girls say that surgery is worse than child labor. I never went through child labor. I haven't had any kids yet. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was that bad. Like, yeah. But yeah. How bad was the pain post-op? I just answered that too. Like, not that crazy. Like, it's just a lifestyle shift, and it's just weird because your body is like sore all over and your body's trying to heal and adjust to what just happened to it. So kind of weird, but yeah, those are all the questions that I had. Yeah, so that wraps up this video. I'll link everything below, like who my doctor was, who I went to for massages here, and other things that you guys always ask. I'm gonna leave down below. And yeah, this was my 6-month post-op video. If you guys have any additional questions, leave them below. I will answer them with a reply in the comment section. And yes, Colombian borders are now open now, which is so wonderful. I want to go there and get my teeth done this year, so whoop, whoop. And I'm just really happy that, you know, they're back open and operating. They are requiring that if you do not have a COVID-19 test, I forgot what the actual test is called that you have to have, but like, you know, nose swab, they have some kind of letters, 3 letters that it is, but you have to have a nose swab test within 96 hours of entering the country. If you do not have that, you have to quarantine for 14 days. So those are the regulations for now.